if you're buying that $100,000 house for 70,000, right?
Yes, sir.
The discount, then your return is astronomical.
It goes up 10%, you make $1,000. You buy $100,000 house with a 10 grand down or whatever the numbers are, but that goes up 10%. Now you've made 10. And maybe real estate doesn't go up as fast. Maybe it only goes up 5%, but you still have 5 times as much income as you get if you just invested the 10 even. Because you think
Even better if you're buying that $100,000 house for 70,000, right?
yes, sir.
The discount, then your return is astronomical.
Oh, forget it. Yeah, you're right away. You're starting with a built-in return. It's phenomenal.
And you cannot do that in the stock market, right?
No.
There's to purchase it at 70%.
I was just looking at some investments and I said, you know what? I dabble in the stock market. I said, I never regretted buying on a downturn. And in the real estate market, the same thing. I remember my mom bought her house in a downturn. And about 6 months later, she's like, oh man, it went down another 20 or 30,000. She felt like she wasted her money. The house has doubled in the last 5 or 6 years in value. And we laughed. We're like, she couldn't have afforded it if she had to buy it now. But at the time when she moved to Florida and she bought it, was perfect timing. And she was so worried that she didn't buy it at the bottom of the dip. And I'm like, no, it's okay. You're not buying the house as an investment. You're buying the house to live in. So it's a little different than the investor, but buying in the downturn, nobody ever says, I regret buying it, when it was down. Okay, maybe you could have got a little bit cheaper, but
Completely.
you never hear that.
For me, I like rentals a lot because they are forgiving, right? If I buy a rental in a downturn and then in the next year it goes further down, it really doesn't matter that much to me because I'm going to hold it long term, so it'll come back up, right?
For sure.
As if I'm doing a flip, that's a scary proposition.
For
It's
sure.
going down. There's a lot more risk involved there, and the rentals are more forgiving in that. So,
For sure. I think it's funny. I talked to a couple of guys who were doing flips and from a few years, and I said, what's the biggest difference between now and then? And they go, when I'm glad I got into it when the market was going up, because it was set up where everybody was going to make money except for me. And I was like, well, but how did it go? He goes, oh, it's great. The only thing that went up faster than my costs was the market. And that was awesome. Now they're seasoned. Now they know they got their systems dialed in. He's like, now in a downturn, I can go, okay, I can buy at a better price because we don't have the same appreciation in the same crazy market, but I know how to actually run my business now.
he has the skill now to make money.
Whereas before, he's just like, hey, man, the only thing that saved me was the market was crazier than my cost.
Yeah. When there's massive appreciation, it's pretty forgiving. I mean, it's hard to really lose money. So,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it can be done, believe me.
yeah, it's harder. It can still be done.
Yeah.